hybrids. So this is code from Dragon Rogers C S85, and in this video we're gonna review Nidhogg Fury Drac. So if you watch my previous video, I recently just got Nidhogg Fury motor and activated the Nidhogg Fury Drac. I think the motor is called differently. Well, it's the same, Nidhogg Fury. So yeah, and basically what we're gonna review is the how it activates, the animation it does, and the effects. And next is the buff that it produces. And basically we're gonna check out if it's actually the best Drac that you can get for necklace, because there are a lot of Dracs, and we're gonna check the yellow and the red ones, because of course while we want the red, it's not easy to get the red. So we can also check out if it's actually good for a yellow. So with that, let's dive in to the next part, which is the activation review. So in this part, we're gonna do it in training center, and just so we can see the effects. So first off is the animation. Okay, it's taking. So I just started. So there you go. So that's the animation. It's quite different from the Nidhogg Fury motor, but basically it's still a dragon. So yeah, I wasn't able to capture the stats, so we need to wait for that a bit. So I think I'm gonna cut the video here until I get the effect that we want. So I've been waiting for the buff to take effect, but it's not taking effect simply because it has a condition that it needs to hit 3 players or 3 or more players based on the description. So yeah, as you can see, even though we activated the Drac, it doesn't buff us because the opponent is already dead before it gets hit. So I think we might need to change a bit in terms of how we do this, and I'll probably turn off all the skills for now and just use normal attack, so there will be opponents left when the Drac is activated. So yeah, it's a Drac with some conditions to be met before you actually fully utilize it, and yeah, it's it's not usable in all types of events or all parts of the game because of you need a lot of opponents. So now we're at no skill attack, so we're just using normal attack. So we just have to wait if we can actually activate it now. So yeah, I think while we're at it, if you like this kind of video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And there's gonna be an update in a bit today, and before you actually buy anything, you might want to check my review later. We're gonna review the packs if they're actually worth it, and basically all the updates that there are. So yeah, I'm hoping there's gonna be a gacha pack or a special gacha pack for us to be able to complete the 800. So even though I got the planetarium, I'm still planning to complete it, and I'll tell the reason why in another video. So yeah, it's still not taking effect. As you can see, it's the trigger rate is, I'm not sure if it's not that high for normal attacks or it's better to use with skill, but like I said, because of the constraint, we can't really show it easily in when using all skills. Yeah, it's still none. So just want to mention the top 1 title is actually from the gacha. If you roll 300 times, then you can get the title once you claim it in the gacha machine. Just want to add that up. Someone asked that in the comments from the previous video. Still none. After what, couple of minutes already, yeah. Uh-huh. So you can see the other yellow Dracs are activated more than the Nidhogg's Fury. So probably less chance there. Okay, there you go. Did we activate the buff? Okay, there you go. So yeah, 20,000 wind attack when activated, and 16,000 when it's normal. So yeah, and also it's quite fast. I think it's just 10 seconds. So yeah, I think that's it for the effect, and we're gonna move on to the yellow Drac comparison, and after that we're gonna move on to the red Drac comparison. So now that we've seen the effects of the Drac, the animation, and basically how to use it in a battle or how to activate it, what we're gonna do now is check if it's really good for a Drac in the necklace slot. So currently we have two. So for this one changes depending on your class, but for Gunslinger it's receive a bonus 4 points of energy for wind shot. So it's really useful because of, well, Gunslingers need energy to inflict more damage through their skills. So basically that's how it is for Gunslingers. But of course we still need to compare it to the other ones, and of course we're gonna check the red Drac of those when we promote it. But I think to take it step by step, we need to check out the yellows first. So of course, as we've seen, this one is can inflict damage in Nidhogg's Fury and can buff you 20% elemental attack. So this one is a bit confusing. I actually message Dragon Raja's Facebook page because of this one is confusing for me, because my expectation when I said increase all elemental stats by 20% is that when you say stats, it's attack and defense. But when we actually did the activation review earlier, it's actually just attack. And even in the buff, it only says attack. So this one is kind of for me is disappointing, because that's the reason why I increase my elemental defense, because it's useless. It's gonna be useless if you don't have much elemental defense. Like for example, if you only have 800 and you increase it by 20%, that's only 160. So in total, you're gonna get 960, which is not a lot if compared to if you have like 5,000 elemental defense for, let's just say, for each element. Then you're gonna get a bonus of 1,000 elemental defense, and it goes higher as your base elemental defense goes higher. So basically that's it. But for this one, it only gives a bonus for the elemental attack. And yeah, that's I hope they kind of correct those things, because this is not I'd say this is really not a cheap Drac, unless if you're lucky. Expecting a bit more accuracy in the description, because it's part of the plan. Well, at least for me, I'm kind of planning on which one to get based on those description. So yeah, enough with that rant. Overall, it's still a good Drac, and of course we're gonna check out the red Drac in a bit. So yeah. And yeah, this one is the, well, let's go for the yellows first. So Sigh of Underworld, there's a chance to increase crit damage. So actually this one is kind of straightforward. This is like Odin's Wrath. But this one is, the difference here is that it's on the crit damage. The Odin's Wrath is on the damage, I think. Yeah, physical damage. So the difference there is that, like I said in my previous videos, that crit damage might be applied later on in the equation to compute the actual damage, so it will work differently. I think the physical damage contributes more than the crit damage, but yeah, getting a boost in crit damage won't hurt at all. I mean, it's fairly appreciated. Wrong choice of words, but yeah. Twin Spelllight. When attacking, there's a chance to increase crit damage by 15% for 30 seconds. Wow, that's some time. 30 seconds. This one is only 20 seconds, but has a higher percentage. This one is 15% higher, 15%, 5% lower, but a bit longer in terms of duration. So if you activate the activate the Draconic, the Twin Darkness at the same time, 30% of the next 3 skills will be increased by 30%. So that's the thing. You need to actually have another set. I'm not sure which one is that, but yeah. For now, let's focus on this one. So the potential of this one is really high. I think this one is better, but this one has a potential because of the set activation of another Drac. However, it's kind of difficult because if we're at the mercy of RNG or the percentage of its activation, what are the chances that you're gonna activate 2 Dracs at the same time? So let that sink in for a while. So of course, the most straightforward way is this one, but in terms of potential, this one. So Ancient Fortitude, this one is not really comparable to the other Dracs because this one is a special Drac. Special meaning it's passive, so you don't need to equip it, or actually you can equip it. Once you activated it, it's there. So once you activate it, you don't need to worry. You can have the effect of this, and basically in this part, the necklace can actually have basically, for example, Twins Bowlight, and you can have the effect as well. So basically, there are two Dracs in effect. This one and another active Drac. So just so we can check. So when being controlled, I'm pretty sure controlled is spelled double L. So Dragon Raj, see if you can see this. I'm hoping a bit of accuracy here. So yeah, when being controlled, have a chance to remove control, bestow super armor, and reduce damage taken 20%. So this is a bit more defensive. Trigger at most once within 2 minutes. So I don't like this one because of 2 minutes is really long. Like for example, in training arena, probably this one can make a big difference. But for example, club events, if you activate it once, then you're gonna wait for another 2 minutes. I don't like those effects that really take time. So now let's move on to the red Dracs of this one. So I think this one, when attacking, you need 2 yellow Dracs for its promotion. I'm not sure if it's by chance or it's guaranteed, since I hope it's guaranteed because 2 yellow Dracs are not easy to get. So yeah, but if ever, we're gonna check that out once I get an extra. So the effect is when attacking, the chance of to spit dragon breath. Yeah, so basically pretty much the same with the first one, and dealing 274 points of damage, physical damage. Yeah, so it's higher. I think it's higher by 50% from the first one. It burns enemy within 6 seconds and reduces their heal effect by 50% and defense by 10%. So that's actually good because it means that you can actually deal more damage since the defense is reduced for the enemy, and for every one hit, increases the 4 elemental attack. So the 4 elemental attack, I'm not sure. It's basically the other elements is useless, I think, and most of the time you're just gonna need one elemental attack for the buff or for you to notice the difference. But I guess for simplicity purpose, they just increase everything by 8%. So it and grants shield. So this one is new because of the defensive effect. This one, the previous one doesn't have much defensive effect, or I think it doesn't really have one. It lasts for 10 seconds and can activate up to 3 times. So wow, let's just check the first one. Yeah. So actually, I'm wrong. It already activates shield, but you need to hit 3 targets, so or 3 plus. So the difference is that this one has bigger potential, of course. For example, for everyone hit increases 8%. So it can activate 3 times. So this one really needs some testing. I'm kind of confused. Does it mean that you can only stack it up to 3 times, so that makes it attack 24%, and the shield is around 900k? And or does it mean that it will be activated 3 times the opponent hits? But most likely it's the first one, because when you multiply that much elemental attack, it's too overpowered, so I don't think it's gonna happen. So yeah, basically that's it. This is definitely a good one. Definitely a big improvement from the yellow. So I'm considering this as a first red Drac, if ever. For this one, just a quick one. Increase energy added. So from 4 it becomes 6, and there's an additional effect of you can actually restore energy for every 3 seconds, 1 to 3 points, depending on your CD duration reduction, CDR. So I think it matters now that the gunslinger has a CDR if you want more energy. So it's actually this one actually builds up your energy fast, but there's no damage, direct damage effect. So for the other ones, this one, Sigh of the World. So most of the Dracs here are only doesn't have any multiple Drac options. So there's only one, which is simpler for any hybrids. You don't have to think about what to choose in terms of which to promote this Drac. The only thing you need is which Drac you need. So there's a chance to increase on crit damage by 25% for 20 seconds during the attack, and it reduces target crit rate by 15%. So there's more offense and a bit more defense, because you decrease the crit rate of your opponent. So that's actually cool. It's kind of balanced now, and not really balanced. It's overpowered because it's a red Drac. So this one, chance to increase on crit damage by 18%. So it's higher as well by 3% from the previous one, from the yellow version. During the effect, if the crit is triggered, the next skill damage will increase by 10%. The next skill damage will increase by 10%. What? That's really high. Within the next 10 seconds, if Draconic Twin Souls is activated. Wow, so it increases potential. So this one is actually good if you're, well, definitely if you're a gunslinger, because gunslinger produces a lot of crits. So yeah, I think this is actually good. This is a bit more focused on offense now, and yeah, I still don't like the. I'm not. Well, not that I don't like. It's that I'm not sure how. What are the chances that you activate 2 Dracs at the same time to actually maximize this one? Then lastly, the passive Drac when being controlled here. Bestow armor. So basically, it's just an upgrade. I was hoping that trigger rate will be like once a minute at least, but still the same. So still don't like it. Not yeah, gonna go for that in any way. Yeah, so I think for the verdict we have 3 options for the active, and I think 4 for the active, and for the yellow I think it's um, there are a lot of options for the yellow. If you want damage, definitely go for this one. It's the most straightforward damage that you can produce. If you have the set, you can actually try this one. Let me know in the comments if you can activate it fairly frequent. And for the red Drac, I'd say um, I'd say for the red Drac, Nidhogg or Coming Doomsday is actually Nidhogg's Fury red version. So I think this is actually the best red Drac for necklace. This is has a good balance to it. Has offense, has direct damage to 224,000. Has um, burn effect. Has defense reduction. Has increased elemental attack, and has a shield. So what else can you look for on a red Drac? Of course, you can look for more damage. You can go for this one or this one. I think this can produce more damage. But or sorry, this one, the crit, or this one, the crit as well, plus additional skill damage. So yeah, I think overall this one is the first one that I'd use if I were you, if you have. And the next one is a choice between Roar from Hell or Twin Soul Slide. But I think I still go for this one. This is my second option, and this is my third. And this one because it's kind of a special effect to me because of it changes whenever your class changes, and I still have to check for the other classes what are the effects. But overall, this one really makes you faster in terms of damage because you can inflict more skills or use more skills and inflict more damage essentially. So basically, that's it for our Drac review. I hope you liked the first Nidhogg or the first
It is
Drac review.
courage that sustained us in this war throughout the generations.
Okay, so yeah, this is the first Drac review, and I hope you like this video. I'm planning to create more Drac reviews so you can actually choose better in terms of Drac because there's a lot of Dracs, and sometimes if you activate the other one and suddenly change mind that it's not the best for you, kind of turns into a waste because you can only use one at a time for the active Dracs. So instead of using the other Dracs for you to get the red, then you might have wasted it a bit to activate 2 Dracs in one equipment. So yeah, I'm hoping that we can do that, and let me know in the comments if you like these videos, and if you have questions, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Till next time, bye.